Hi, my name is Drew Pomeroy, and welcome to this beginner-friendly series on learning RStudio and Shiny Apps I/O for athlete monitoring. In this series, we'll be exploring how to create a dynamic and user-friendly web application to monitor athletic performance, specifically focusing on baseball players. All right, so what we're going to do here is really take what we were displaying and updating from our drop-downs in that 25th and 75th percentile, and we're going to get that into our graph. Now, it's a little bit nuanced. So we're going to do, head down here to your render 10.5 bar graph area. What we've got is that same thing. So it's the output longitudinal bar graph. I've deleted everything in here just to kind of step-by-step walk you through how to do this and some debugging things that go on. What I would specifically want to call out is down here, if you can see this, maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. But what we've got is a way to check the data frame that was created. So when we have that table output up top in the side panel, we're actually creating a data frame. So I'm going to show you how we can display this so that way we can see that 25th percentile. And it actually comes in with a period in the middle of it. So we're gonna figure out how we can combat that, because we do want to get these numbers coming through, right? This is our 25th and then our 75th percentile. So, 25th and then 75th. And then we want it to display when we assign, what we're going to do is assign a horizontal line. So geom h line is going to be what we call out. And we want to assign P25 to the same value for that 25th percentile. So let's walk through that whole thing. So got your output, got the player data. This will remain the same. So what we're going to do is calculate the percentiles. So what I want you to type in here is percentiles, and that's going to come from percentiles data. We already did that before. If we go ahead and search percentiles data, we can see this is our reactive expression to calculate those percentiles. So that's directly what we're calling from. So let me go back to where I was. Sweet. So percentiles. And then percentiles underscore data, right? And that's going to be that's our reactive one. So we put in the 2 parentheses. And now we're going to call something, this is where we're going to deal with the difference between that x 25th percentile. Remember, we had that x in front of it to begin with, and then 25th percentile. So I've been kind of banging my head against a wall for this for about an hour or so. But this is how we're going to do it. So that G sub is going to say, hey, we're looking for either one of these. All right, the next thing we're going to add is this little debug section. So what I just showed you, we're going to use cat. This is how we can do it, because we can't use the print function within here because it's a Shiny app, but we can use cat, and that's what we'll call out, and what's going to display here, I believe, for Shiny. So we're going to get that percentiles data. You can see that's how it displays here. So percentiles data, we're going to get our data frame from percentiles, category selected metric, and in the category input selected 10 metric. So we just want to be able to debug this a little bit. So if you want to pause there and type that all out, you can. I'm going to keep kind of rolling on. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is extract the percentile values with the correct column names. So this is where we define P25 and P75, which is what we're going to put into our geom h line for our output here. So we'll do that. P25 is going to come from percentiles. It's that 25th percentile in here. Previously, what I had was a period in here because I was, for whatever reason, thinking that that's how it was called. Then I thought that this G sub was going to take care of that. And when I found out was when I removed that, it actually pulled some things through. So P25 percentiles, we're looking into 25th percentile. Make sure you put your right symbols in here. Percentiles metric equals the input select 10 metric, then repeat that for 75th percentile. Oh no. All right. So now these next two that I have in here as we keep going is the debug the percentile values. So this is what this is what calls this section down here. So cat P25, that colon n, P25 n. All right, so this is what we're calling, this is what we're displaying. So keep doing that, and then we're going to check if the percentile values are empty. And this is kind of cool just so you can see the providing defaults if necessary. So P25, if else, length P25 is greater than 0. As numeric, P25 NA. So if values are empty, we want an NA. And then I want another one in here, default values if percentiles are NA. So if this says yes, we're returning NA, I actually want if is NA, and then P25, okay, P25, and I just want to take the minimum for that player. So at least we're displaying something. I just like physically want to see that as we're going through, just to kind of mentally prove myself that it's actually displaying on the graph instead of me just kind of guessing. So what this is saying again is check if the percentile values are empty. If they are empty, just give us the min and the max for P25 and 75 respectively. And now is the cool part. So this ggplot, player data, aesthetics, x equals event ID, make sure your symbols are in there, y equals, all right, absence of a symbol, input selected 10 metric. Then make sure you add your plus button, GM bar, identity, fill equals black. That was all we had before. All we're doing is adding these two lines in, okay? We're gonna go GM underscore H line, y-intercept equals P25, we just defined that. And then color, dark red. Line type, let's just do dashed for now. And same thing, GM H line, y-intercept P75. Color, I'm going dark green. And we should be good to go from here. So let's use our little trick here, go back to our server code, and let's run this. Hopefully we'll see that we're good to go. We still have this going on over here. See how is that X 25th percentile? So that's what was really kind of messing me up. So until I wrote that line of code in that said, hey, whether the period or the space or the X is there or not, we don't care, then things started to work. So scroll down here, boom, we can see this is about that 6.9, that's that 15, whatever. We can do a couple of checks in here, 16.9, 15.15. Let's check the next player, maybe Sammy Sosa, looking for 11.15 and 15.4. And that looks like it's probably 11.15 and 15.4. So this is working. Let me go back and show you what we're seeing here, because this is the output that's going to display down here. So this was our new one that just came out. Percentiles data frame, 3 objects of 3 variables, good. Metric are characters, 10.5 RSI, bilateral CMJ, those are just our selections, right? And then we've got the 25th percentile numbers. We know that they're numbers, not characters. And then we've got those coming across. Great, so every time a new selection is made, this is gonna update and tell you what those are. P25, that's 11.15, which matches our 11 point, this is 11.2, but it's only doing 1 decimal place where this one's doing 2. And then the 15.4, 15.4. So that's working for us, which is really great. Let me head back up and show you guys really quick where I kind of went wrong earlier again, and it was 25th percentile. Not that one, not that one. Somewhere in here. Under 10.5. It was here. So because the columns in the data frame actually looked like this was what I was doing. And I was trying to get this to run. Let me put that 7 back in there. Because right, that would make sense because that's what those were called within the data frame. But you can see down here, it actually changes it to like the 25th percentile. This is in our data frame actually. So I'm gonna run this just so you can see what it looks like. Server code. And I know that's not gonna work properly, so I'm not even gonna show you this. But see, that's that X 25th percentile. So I thought that's what it should be. Not correct. So down here, what we're seeing is this is the data frame again. So we do know that it's pulling that 25th percentile and 75th percentile. So that's 6.9, so we know that's correct. Same thing we've seen before. Well, what you're seeing here is that even though it's displayed in the UI with the period in between and the X in front, it's actually calling it 25th percentile within the data frame. So we just need to make that amendment and change it to this. So let's go back. Let me take that away. And we just have to match what it's called in our data frame. And that solves the problem. So again, just to prove it, back up to the server code, run it again. Don't even need to look in here. Head down to your data frame. Boom, we have those things pulling through. So cool little check that you can write into the code here, just to check them out. So awesome. We'll take this same idea and we'll adapt it to all of our other longitudinal graphs. So I'll write those in. I'll quickly put that video in here and we'll get moving on to the next thing. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay updated on the next video, and I'll see you in the next one.